This episode is brought to you by John Blake Sales Breakthrough Solutions, helping you to at least double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 165, and today we are going to be talking about the three biggest ironies around taking a holiday. So this is going to be a really good episode for you. I have got some cool things that I want to share with you around holidays and the ironies around them. But before we do that, if you have got leads in your pipeline and you want to convert more of those leads into paying clients, I want you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com. And what you'll get there is my exact formula that I use to convert unconverted quotes, proposals, people that have been made an offer but haven't bought yet. So it is at johnblakeaudio.com. What you'll get is a 15-minute audio that walks you through the exact system. And what you'll also get is a PDF guide that has the exact word-for-word scripts, what to say when you ring somebody up who hasn't bought yet, what to write in your emails as a follow-up with people who haven't bought yet, and more specifically, when to email and when to call over a 90-day period in such a way that you won't annoy anyone, but you will maximize the amount of people who will buy from you. It is at johnblakeaudio.com. Grab it, use it, teach it to somebody else in your business so that you can systemize it. So you don't have to do it yourself. I would start off doing it yourself, because that way you get a sense of how it works, and then you can teach it to somebody else, and it is a system that once you put it in place, it will continue to work for you. I have helped clients to increase their sales just through doing this one thing by 20-30%. It works that well. So it's at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab it. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to get your feedback. Okay, so episode 165, the three biggest ironies about taking holidays. So why am I talking about taking holidays? Well, I'm about to take a holiday. I haven't had one for a while, for various reasons, especially an overseas holiday. And so there's a couple of things that I was thinking about that I thought were worth sharing, because, often, especially if we're in the startup phase or even just if we're in a business owner role or a sales role, we don't often take holidays. Like I know lots of people that I'm associated with that don't really take breaks. They often, they have good lifestyles, but they often don't take holidays. So the first irony about taking a holiday is that it's not until you are on the holiday that you realize how much you actually needed the holiday. And so from my own example, what I realized is that it actually takes me 3 days to wind down. Like it literally takes me 3 days to relax. And what that says to me is that it's a pretty high level of cortisol that you are cruising around with if it takes you 3 days to actually wind down when you're on holiday. And often, that it's only in that moment that you realize that, okay, I really, really did actually need this holiday. So you might not think you need one, but maybe you do. And it's not until you're on one that you'll realize how much you needed it. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the three key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to www.johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there, and then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. The second irony, and this one is particularly useful, but it is probably the most ironic of the three ironies, is that when you consciously try not to think about work, when you consciously try to switch off, or when you do switch off consciously, for me after 3 days, that's actually when the best ideas come to you, because your mind is clear and it's unencumbered, and that tends to be where your subconscious mind will come to you with ideas. So I wouldn't for a second dismiss a great idea that you had when you're on holiday. I would keep a journal, and I would write the things down the moment that they come to you, because once you're in that state, once you're in that relaxed state, you're going to get some good ideas. So that's the second irony. And as an example of this, so I used to be the national sales and marketing manager for a sunglass company called Arnett. That was up until about 96, and we were on a huge growth curve. We had a great team. We were really proactive in terms of training our staff. We were really proactive in terms of training our retail floor staff, and we effectively 7x'd that business within a really, really short period of time. It was probably about 3.5 years, and we had 6 and 7x'd that particular business. The sales meetings were, because the head office was based in America, and the guy that owned the business was a guy called Greg Arnett, who was one of the most impressive people that I've ever met. He was kind of like this mad scientist guy, and he had designed aeroplanes. He was the sports marketing manager for Oakley sunglasses for a long time, and then he left Oakley and he set up Arnett. And so he literally started making this, designing the sunglasses in his garage after he had left Arnett, and he came up with these incredible styles. They were absolutely groundbreaking. They were just the perfect thing in terms of fashion sunglass eyewear at the time, and they took off. We had Lenny Kravitz, wearing them. We had all these rock stars wearing them. Snowboarders, skateboarders, surfers. And the whole thing was just a brilliant thing to be a part of, and a particularly exciting thing to be a part of, especially at the age of 22. But the point that I wanted to make here is that we used to have these sales meetings. We used to have one in summer, and we would typically go somewhere in Mexico, like on the Baja Coast surfing, or we would go snowboarding. And we went to places like Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We went to Alaska. It was brilliant. But unlike a lot of sales meetings, we only actually met. So at the sales meeting, we would typically be there for about 4 or 5 days, and we would typically only have meetings on 2 of those days, and we would typically only have meetings for about 2 hours a day. So the majority of the time was spent snowboarding, surfing, and the reason why is because, to loop it back to this second irony, is that Greg knew that the best conversations were going to be the ones that happened on the ski lift on the way back up to your next run, or sitting in the lineup waiting for the next wave, or sitting in the back of the car driving back from the surf. He knew that they were when the best ideas were going to come. And so he purposely created this environment where everyone would be having a fantastic time surfing and snowboarding, and everyone would have all these, positive, hormones, running through their bodies, and they'd all be, really happy and just ecstatic and excited to be there. And he knew that in that state is where the best ideas would come. And I've never forgotten that lesson. And I've literally run my own events. I ran a surf business retreat in Byron Bay, which was 3 days, and we didn't start the actual sessions until 11 o'clock each day, so that we had maximum time to go for a surf in the morning, come back, have breakfast, and we didn't start the actual day's session until about 11 o'clock that day, which was just brilliant. It was literally the best and most exciting and enjoyable event that I've ever run. And if there's enough interest, if you want to email me, if you want to come to the next one, you don't have to be a surfer. Let me know if there's enough interest. I'll do one. So you can email me at john@john-blake.com.au if that's something that's of interest. So the third irony is that, and I'm going to quote Jim Rohn, who is one of the most well-known motivational speakers. Sadly, he passed away a number of years ago, but one of his quotes has always stayed with me, and it's particularly relevant to what we're talking about today, which is, if you live well, you will earn well. And my own best example of that is that I've actually, in the last 18 months, taken off more time than what I ever have in my entire 18 years in this business, and in my entire 35 years in other businesses. And my income has gone up, and not just incrementally, it's actually gone up exponentially. And so, you might ask, well, why is that? What has caused that? And it's because if you, literally like Jim Rohn said, and incidentally, if you get a chance, listen to some of his stuff. I mean, not only is he a fantastic speaker, but the content and what he talks about is just brilliant and timeless. So why is that? If you live well, you will earn well. Well, it comes through in your energy, because people buy your energy. You attract people to you, without sounding too woo-woo here. You attract people to you based on your energy. It's like the opposite of this, misery love company. If you're a sad sack, you'll attract people who are vibrating on that level. But if you live well, and you are, and you're always, happy. So for me, I do a lot of surfing. That puts me in a fantastic state of mind, and it means that I can really show up to the clients that I work with the best possible energy that I can have, which makes me, most creative. It makes me, more energetic, and I truly believe that that's why I am doing better, because of the fact that I'm investing more time in the things that light me up, and that energy and that positivity is flowing through into my business, my clients' results, and therefore, my ability to earn. So I thank you very much for listening, especially if you've got this far. I really do appreciate you listening to the podcast, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.